What is cash stuffing and how does it work? So let's check this out. The catchy cash stuffing trend you may have heard about incorporates some old school budgetary practices blended with a tangible approach to keep a handle on spending habits. Cash stuffing is the current take on the age old envelope system of budgeting, taking cash and stuffing envelopes or folders or whatever you want to use for different categories of spending in your monthly budget. This is Greg McBride, Chief Financial Analyst, Bankrate. So, why is it a sound way to keep your budget and spending on track? McBride says that by resorting to cash only, the aim is to avoid credit card debt altogether by limiting spending to what cash you have allotted for each different expense category. Particularly if you're unsure of where your money goes every month and you're fighting the battle of credit card debt, the cash stuffing method may get you back on track to living within your means, McBride tells Fox Business. So, are there benefits to using cash? The primary benefit to using cash is that you're not racking up high cost credit card debt, he says. For some people, accounting for their expenses is easier with cash that is specifically set aside for different types of spending than trying to follow the paper trail of debit or credit card spending at month end, McBride adds. How can someone set up the system effectively? So if you plan on using envelopes, McBride suggests that you label each envelope with a particular spending category, such as groceries, gasoline, dining out, and put an amount of cash equal to what you're going to spend in that category for the month. As the cash dwindles, you'll likely to become more diligent in managing the remaining cash for the month, but once you've run out, that's it, he continues. There's some trial and error involved if you don't already have an outlined budget. You may realize you need a lot more cash to groceries, and that means less cash goes into one of the other envelopes. Now, what are the drawbacks? Carrying around cash carries the risk of theft or loss, warns McBride. Also, having access to cash can be tempting to spend if it is on hand and available. You have to make trips to the bank to cash your paycheck or withdraw the cash needed from your account, and you may find that cash burns a hole in your pocket and results in similar overspending, he says. So, how can someone force savings with this system? Kimberly Palmer, personal finance expert at NerdWallet, suggests that one of the envelopes can be labeled savings, and you put the cash for savings into this envelope. You may want to consider moving the money to an online high yield savings account because you can potentially earn a higher yield, she says. So pick a method that works for you. Although cash stuffing has some advantages to staying on your budget, Palmer says the true merit of a method is that you will follow through with it. The best budgeting method for you is the one that you can stick with most easily, Palmer says. For some people, that means using cash and envelopes to budget, and for others, it means tracking money with an app or other digital system. Now, personally, the way that I basically manage my money is that I basically automate almost everything that I can to the point where, in terms of like brain power, that or brain energy or whatever that you're actually dedicating to managing your budget is basically nothing. And what I mean by this, I have it set up to where I'm automatically investing towards my future, right? I'm automatically putting money towards like an emergency fund or like just a big cash fund, right? That I could use on later if I see opportunities to like put it into investments or whatever, right? And then I have basically a sinking fund where it's like, okay, I could use whatever money in this account to spend for groceries, going out, whatever, right? But everything else is already taken care of. The investments, the savings, etc., the bills, they're all automated. So I know that whatever's in this account that I could just basically spend it all. I'm not going to just because of my personality, but it allows me the mental freedom being like, oh, like I could just spend whatever's in this account willy nilly, not worrying about it because every other facet has been taken care of, where I don't even have to think about it. So let's see some of these comments. One benefit of cash stuffing is that it makes it difficult for other people or the government to track your spending. But with the rise of digital currencies, I'm guessing that it's only a matter of time until cash disappears. Yeah, cash is probably going to disappear in probably a few years, honestly. Let's see. I ate at a local restaurant and there was a card fee on the ticket. I paid cash. I asked her to deduct the card fee. No deal. Everyone pays a card fee, even if you pay cash. Food was good, but won't be going back. Okay. I went to a cashless coffee shop the other day and won't be back either. Even though it was a nice place and I like to support local, I don't want to support the cashless idea, which is easy but extremely dangerous. Yeah. If you buy your beer at the supermarket, the credit card company doesn't know what you buy. It's just categorized as groceries. They don't see your actual store receipt, and if you buy a gun, the government knows about it even if you pay cash because you have to submit to the ATF background check. Okay, interesting. Oh, I guess this was a response to this one. There is an even better reason to pay in cash. There's no record of what you bought. AI is coming, for example, imagine your health insurance premiums increasing because they know you buy a lot of beer. Or what about a government that knows you bought a gun or too much fossil fuels or contributed to Ted Cruz, etc. Okay, and that was basically the response to that. I like using cash for buying things. There's no way the government can track my purchase. That is why our current administration is quietly trying to start digital currency. They want to know everything you buy and how to control your life. Now, it's also kind of fun too. It's kind of fun, like buying an item that is kind of pricey in cash. So, like for example, let's just say like a computer, right? Let's say you were to buy a computer in cash, and it was a decent computer. So you're basically dropping like a grand on a computer in cash. Like the reaction you get when you're trying to like buy an item like that in cash is hilarious. Because people are like, "Why are you carrying like a grand in cash?" It's just funny. I use credit cards for everything and always pay the balance in full and make 2%. What's so hard about that? Like, I understand your viewpoint, right? Like, what is so hard about paying it on time? The problem is there's a lot of people. I think it's about like half the population can't pay their credit card balance on time. They are very bad at managing their money or they forget, etc. Blah 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 blah. Things happen, emergencies happens, etc. Right? And also they typically have no money in savings. So I understand you might be an individual that could pay your balance in full and get the cash back, right? I am also the same type of an individual who could use a credit card and pay it off. Because the way that I personally use a credit card is that whenever I buy something worth a credit card, let's say whether it be for like gas or whatever, within 5 minutes of buying that item, I've already transferred money into the card to pay it off, right? Now, most people will wait till the very end and pay it. Now, one of the reasons why I do what I do is that my credit card that I have literally will not allow you to auto pay, right? Meaning, even if I wanted to wait till like the very end of the month, the 30 days or whatever, where it would automatically deduct from my savings account or checking account and pay it off, I wouldn't even be able to do that with my card that I have. And the card has like, pretty good cashback, whatever, but basically just the company that is with is such a massive pain in the butt where I wouldn't even be able to do that, right? And it took me like 2 months to figure out when I first got it that they don't actually allow it. Like, because I was so confused because I was like, shouldn't I just be able to auto pay it? No. With this specific card from this specific company, you couldn't. And I'm like, this is absolutely insane. So, what I do because of that is to literally pay it off within 5 minutes. Literally just go into a bank account and then transfer it. Or use a different bank account like maybe my main one, and then just pay, do like a bill pay and transfer it to that credit card, right? Because it would take some days. It'd probably take between like 2 to 3 days to transfer it into the credit card and pay it off, right? So that's the way that I end up having to do it. Many people don't have to do that. But many people will literally just wait the whole 30 days for that auto pay. But some people don't even do that. Some people don't even pay the minimums on their credit cards. So not everyone can use a credit card. So you gotta be very careful with it. That's why this whole cash stuffing thing can work out for quite a good amount of people.